Why is there so much penalty of you read in the Bible about death? You don't do what God is asking you to do, and the penalty's death. Like the man who was gathering sticks on the Sabbath is put to death, or you put, you know, you go into the area where the promised land is at, and you put everyone to death. What is that all about anyway? Like how is that something showing love and all that kind of thing? Well, there's a couple of things that get kind of mixed up with that is context and what that's foreshadowing. Let's go to the foreshadowing. The end result is heaven and hell. God's holiness or hell. You got to be covered in the blood of Christ because none of us can be totally perfect. But how does that work out? So that's one look at it. And context is the other piece. The time period, you're talking about God's chosen people who's supposed to be the shadow of things to come, of this heaven, of being in God's presence, of no sin allowed. And it is a very serious deal where some people are going to be maybe complaining that, why am I going to hell? I'm not all that bad. When we see the message here is that you can't have even just a little bit. You can't have even a little bit. You can't have some guy who's rebelling against God in the chosen people, because it's not going to happen in the end times. And so God is wanting this foreshadowing, going through and cleaning out all the evil and all the paganism and all that in the countries that they're going into. Why do they have to put them all to death? Because it's foreshadowing that when God comes back, there won't be anybody, and people will be saying, isn't that kind of harsh? Well, that's why we're getting the message now, so that we can understand that we can't be living in our own worlds and living by our own standards and judging other people based off of, I want to be able to do whatever I can do, regardless of what God says. The message is all there, and that's what we see. So when we start saying, oh, why is there so much death? It's a warning to us to understand that we need to put our lives down for God and live for God, because that's where the holiness comes out. That's where the righteousness is at. Well, be blessed.